The Houston Outlaws are one of the most beloved teams in all of the Overwatch League, but there has to come a time when you start appreciating teams for their skill rather than just their fan favoriteness. And we're going to discuss that today, whether or not the Houston Outlaws have improved enough to where they can actually contend to earn our love from outside of just having a few personalities that we like. So, getting into it, I'll start off by saying I don't like this roster very much. um, Obviously, we'll start with who they lost first. Late last season, they lost, or I think it was a little bit after the season, they lost Bonnie to the Washington Justice, and Bonnie went to be a coach there. Late in October, Arhan went to T1 to be a coach. Jake, of course, the biggest name on this team to retire, he's going to be joining the Overwatch casters now, which is awesome. I'm excited for that. I talked about that a while ago about how I think we need to give more give bigger chance to the guys coming into the casters, and I think it'll be exciting to see a fresh perspective in that. Some of these guys might actually be really, really good. I'm hoping Jake will be one of them. Obviously, we'll get to see that from like a pro player's perspective. But so he's gone now, and then Cool Matt also retired, joining Houston Outlaws as a logistics manager. They gained quite a few people. Blase and Hydration joined in October, and then in November, Repel and Meko came, and then Jexay in January. So getting into that, the first concern is that Repel, Meko, and Jexay, their off-season additions, are all Korean, and they don't have any other Koreans on their roster. And I think that creates a problem because I don't think any of the guys they picked up are massive stars. I'll get to that in a minute. I think some of them are alright, but I don't think any of them are stars to the point where they can be exceptional with this communication problem. And because Repel and Jexay are both supports, and I think they are better than Boink and Raucus, but that's now two of your 6 players that don't speak English. And if you put Meko in as well, now your team's literally split 50-50 about who can talk with each other very easily. And so I think that's going to be a bit of a problem. I don't know, just in my thought process, it might be okay when one person doesn't speak the right language, because they can learn a few things to actually just get through the games and stuff. But when it's 3, that's 3 people you have to rely on learning language quickly in order to be proficient in talking and communicating with your teammates. But yeah, I don't know. So let's get into it. They have Linkser, Dante, and Blase now as their DPS. I think that Dante's alright. I don't think he's anything exceptional though. And then Blase, he has a solid Doomfist. I think with the meta, there's a chance it could go that way, where you might see some Doomfist play eventually. Because I don't know. Outside of Doomfist though, I don't think he does anything really spectacular. I really don't. And obviously he was on Uprising last season, and they did kind of awful. Which obviously you can't judge one person based on the entire teams. There are 5 other players on the field at the same time, but it still doesn't really encourage me. And I think Linkser, it's good that he's still here. He's definitely a fan favorite. And you've lost, a few players over the past few years that were fan favorites, and now they are not here anymore, like Jake specifically. And so it's gonna be yeah, I think I'm just not overall impressed with this team. I don't even know who you go with, Dante, Blase, and Linkser. Because Linkser, I don't even think he fits anybody in the meta right now, right? According to Wikipedia, he has Widowmaker, Soldier, Genji, Mei, Hanzo. So Mei and Hanzo are definitely there. I think he could play some of those, and I think he's an alright player. I don't think he's one of the best in the league, necessarily. I think he's kind of more known, not necessarily for his skill, but for his fan favoriteness, because I know he didn't get much play time towards the end of last season. Obviously it was because it was GOATs most of the season. But I think he is definitely an Overwatch starter, and I think he will be good for them. I think he'll be one of the better players on this roster. I'm just trying to say I don't think he'll be good enough to carry them necessarily much above half table, if they can even get close to that. Onto the tank line, you have Muma, Spree, and Meko. And Muma, Spree, I think are one of the weaker duos in the league. I'm not really a huge fan of them. Muma's alright. I'm not a big fan of Spree though. And then bringing in Meko though, that's I think their biggest addition that they added. There's been talk about Meko kind of being the weak link from New York Excelsior last year, and I think that was true. I think the New York Excelsior have that next level high standard, right, where you really need a superstar player in every role to continue that dynasty, I guess. I don't even know if you call it dynasty, but you guys know what I mean. But I think Meko was probably worse than the average player on the Excel, but I think he's better than the average player on the Outlaws, and I think he's a he's an above average player. You know, like maybe for like a fringe contending team, but I don't think he's a superstar. I think he'll be an upgrade though. And so after that though, you get Repel and Jexay, who are two supports who I think are also rather average. Jexay, of course, coming from Seoul Dynasty, and Repel from the Vancouver Titans. I think they can do well together. I think they will form a solid support line that is a much needed upgrade from Boink and Raucus. But even when you put that in, say you have the brand new roster they start the season goes Linkser and Blase, or Linkser, Dante, and then Muma, Meko, Jexay, Repel. That does not scream playoffs to me, like, at all. I don't think they'll be the worst in the league, but I could easily see them finishing 15th or worse. I'm not a huge fan of this roster. There's not a lot on the horizon as far as I know. I don't think any of these guys are, like young rookie prospects looking to rise up and like prove everybody wrong. I think this is all just kind of like middling Overwatch League talent, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, they're good enough to be here, but they're not good enough to win it. And it's a bit discouraging because, of course, everybody loves these guys that Houston Outlaws. But now that you've lost Jake, and especially who's known for like that leadership role and stuff, it's going to be a bit interesting to see how they get on this season. Especially now that Jake, who is a leader in this team, he's gone, and you introduce 3 players who don't speak the language. I am worried for them. I think they can put together a strong season, though, through some carry potential maybe from Linkser. But honestly, I don't see this team having enough to make it anywhere near playoffs. I don't even know what to say, though, because like when I look at this roster, I don't think there's much they could do to win this season. If they went out, unlimited budget and can buy one player, I don't think there's anybody who could really win this team a spot to the playoffs. Because just overall, there's every DPS, or not every DPS role, sorry, just every role here flat out has weaknesses, and one superstar there would not fix it. It's not like you have a superstar support and a off support. Like, they're both just they're all right, like, so even if you put a superstar into this roster, I don't think there's really much one person would do this season. And as far as down the line goes, I think they have a few pieces that they can keep for a few years. But I'm really not satisfied with this roster. I think they'll need to make some big upgrades and like huge overhauls before they can turn this into a contending team. Obviously, last year they finished 9-19, and in stage 4 though they went 1-6, which is awful. Honestly, like no one's gonna say that's good, right? But they did better in GOATs than they did in 2-2-2. They went 3-4 in stage 1, 0-7 in stage 2, and then they actually made the stage playoffs. They went 5-2 in GOATs in stage 3. But then stage 4 came along, and they went 1-6 again with 2-2-2. So I'm not very encouraged. And obviously you lost 2 of your key players, Cool Matt and Jake. So yeah, I don't think this roster is going to get very far this season. I hope they can make a splash, man. If they surprise everybody, what a run it'd be. Everybody would be so excited to see them do that. But I'm gonna watch. I'm actually interested. I love Linkser. He's one of my favorite players from any of the NA teams, and so I'm really excited to watch him some more. I'm excited to see how Meko goes because I think he can prove everybody wrong that he's not like an XL cast-off. Like I think they can show he deserves to be here. But overall, I think this roster is bottom 5, and yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do to upgrade over the next few years, but I think it's gonna require a massive overhaul and probably some like internal youth development, because I don't think they can increase this roster too much just out on like the free agent market, I guess, because that'd be a lot of money to upgrade this roster that much, and I think it'll take a combination of both if they want to upgrade quickly in the next few years. Like obviously they could like pick up a piece here or there, but I don't see this team contending this year or next year unless they put in some serious work. So everybody, again, Overwatch League starts soon. I'm going to keep pumping these videos out, make sure we get at least one average per day. Every team will be covered by the time Overwatch League comes out. I've been Emrat. Thanks for watching.